about to bring the site back to its original or near original format. I hear questions like, what did you do? Why does Time call you the Walter Cronkite of marijuana? To be honest with you, I really don't know what I did, but you have to ask, I would tell that person, you would have to ask someone else. Because I just do what I do. Heard words thrown around like knowledge. What was it? Logic. I don't know. Some kind of psychological terminology. I do not know. But I'm gonna go ahead and film my. The revamp back to the original. Just because it's really cool. I thought it was. Of course, it won't have all the little bells and whistles like the. It won't have the stuff that slides in and the fade in and out and all that cool trippy stuff that I put on it originally before I had to switch servers. It's still, still gonna look pretty cool. And then you'll get, whoever, the new visitors, really wasn't able to ever figure out exactly how many people had visited the site because of my analytics tools. So, the new server says there was quite a few visitors before I went offline. It started to get a little hectic, and I didn't really make it for a lot of traffic. To me it had already accomplished its goal. So I wasn't really wanting to push the envelope any farther, but I do realize that a lot of the recent visitors are probably new to the site, so I've been just kind of fooling around with it kind of wild out. We're just doing all kinds of strange things, just because I felt like doing it. It's mine. I do what I want with it, kind of thing. Just kind of wanted to see what worked, what looked good, and some of the other things I've been working on. Just just want to kind of just mess around with it. And I really didn't realize exactly what type of visitorship I had accrued, because again my analytics tools are horrible. But when it went offline, I took it offline, and it kind of gave me time to think about how to proceed, and then I saw that Time special edition that had almost everything that I my words, my thought, my direction, my all those things. It's like they the author just got all the stuff off my old website, and then interviewed people and put it in a magazine and said that was a Time special edition. And it starts out, the reason why I say Walter Cronkite is it starts out with something like the president had his Walter Cronkite moment. And now it's welcome to the end of the world pot. Now, for people that don't know, Walter Cronkite, I think back in the 70s, during the Watergate scandal, I don't remember what question, you'll have to look it up. He asked during, these type of the press conferences with the reporters, and then the president would stand up there like that, and kind of like they do today, but that was a major source of news, right? So those reporters had to ask relevant and important, impactful questions, or they'd be fired. They wouldn't have jobs. There wasn't just media everywhere. It was like you asked the right question at the right time, and you get the right answer, you know, because that's the only way anyone in the, you know, the public sector is ever going to know anything. So Walter Cronkite, which is, you know, he's a, you know, a legendary journalist, asked Nixon, I believe, that some question, and that single question led to the Watergate scandal being uncovered. And I could be wrong, but I think that's kind of like what it is. So as that special edition, Marijuana Goes Main Street, starts out, the author says that, you know, the president had his Walter Cronkite moment. And anyway, so I'm going to show you, my website was, well, I believe, you know, was what that moment was. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and bring it back to its original state as it was whenever I delivered that moment for, you know, for everybody. So here's just some of my work here. You know, another thing too is that as I, you know, took it offline and I thought about it for a few days, I created several LLCs before I actually began working on this project. And so, you know, everything that I've done since the very beginning, and actually before then, you know, I started this specific project in 2013, I believe. The end of 12 and maybe beginning of 13. And the first thing I did was create my parent company. You know, before I began work on this at all. So everything that I've done since then, and I think in 13 is when I made the first one. You know, and each time I'd run into a new you know, avenue, or a new need that I saw would be important, you know, later on down the road, I'd create a new LLC, right? And then, you know, I'd design a whole business plan for it, business model based on whatever, you know, whatever avenue, like a delivery service. Some you know, I have patents through, or I have patent for, you know, just various things that didn't exist that I saw would be important. And so everything that I've done on that website, even though it just seemed like it was just a bunch of stuff, is all, you know, is all under my company letterhead. Just letting everyone know. Another thing too, I'd like to point out before we get going is that actually, I'm gonna go ahead and save that one for the next video. I'm gonna begin making these more often because, you know, I'm online, you know, Twitterverse and all that. But my personality does not really bleed over well in a digital format like that. So I'm going to go ahead and take everything to, you know, out here in the real world, and so I'm not, everything translates well. Alright, so let me see. There's the sides. Now, you know, I didn't create all of the, you know, all the infographics and all that stuff, but the collection of them, you know, the collection of the information and the novel information are things that that are mine. You know what I mean? So seeing them in a magazine or, you know, things like that, I mean, it's cool, it's flattering, but you know, it's my work. You know what I mean? It's my work that I'm seeing in other people's stuff, which is rather. Yeah, it's disconnected. I don't want to connect right now. It's smart home. Yeah. Are you telling me? Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and pause the video while I get all this rolling real quick.